map. Today, it's time for monke feedback on the Modern Warfare 4 beta. I usually don't make videos like this where I do a voiceover and talk about my feedback. What I usually do is just play the game and cope around and cry about the game and a little bit like that. I'm not sure exactly how many hours I've spent on the game, but I've been playing this non-stop over the weekend. We made the first impressions video, which was overall pretty positive, but now that I've got some more hours in, my opinion has changed a little bit. With that being said, I still think the game has a lot of potential, but I want to give some feedback here. Not that I think they're necessarily going to listen to me, but keeping this in mind, this is just from the closed beta, which means skill-based matchmaking is cranked the up. Absolute sweat fest. Probably never seen as much sweat in any beta as in this beta, even though there's this open matchmaking. The first day was kind of okay, but every day got worse and worse, and then later into the day we got, the worse it got. That's just to be expected with an Infinity Ward game and a closed beta. I'm mainly focusing on Warzone, but since we don't have Warzone yet, I guess this is more focused towards multiplayer for now. But what I hope to see is all the good things that we get to see here transfers over to Warzone as well. On Friday the 28th is the open beta, and that's when we're gonna get to play Warzone for the first time in the beta. They're gonna allow us to try the new Zodiac Resurgence map, which looks pretty good. They dropped this 23-second trailer, by the way. Overall, I think the map looks pretty good. The colors and the setting of the map is pretty cool. I like the environment. We're just gonna have to wait and see how that plays out. Anyway, let's get into a few of the positives and a whole bunch of improvements that I think they can make. The simple fact that this is a Modern Warfare game is a good start. You can say a whole bunch of things about Infinity Ward, but hands down, they are making the best looking Call of Duty. So in terms of looks and the aesthetics, it's absolutely beautiful, the game. Not quite sure if it's better than Modern Warfare 19. I mean, Modern Warfare 19 was really good, which is just crazy to say because that game dropped in 2019. The gunplay is really good. I love the gunplay. It feels more immersive. It feels satisfying getting kills. It feels more impactful. The guns, they are not completely soulless. They have identity. Your attachment matters and actually changes how the gun behaves. The attachments are just simply impactful. I think they're doing a really good job with weapon build variety, which is a huge thing for Warzone. There are some bad things to the gunsmith this year, which I will get into, but there's definitely a lot of potential if they do the right thing. That's a massive thing with the Modern Warfare games that I feel like Warzone has been lacking with the past Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 7. The Black Ops games, they just don't fit in to Warzone, and they're not meant for Warzone. Modern Warfare is Warzone, and that's what it is. Visual recoil is definitely improved. When we saw the early clips and early trailers of Modern Warfare 4, the visual recoil and muzzle smoke was absolutely absurd, but they've toned that down, and I think they've done a really good job with it, making it look good and feel good at the same time. Many of the guns, they just feel like straight up laser beams, which is amazing. Most optics are really, really good. Probably the best we've ever had in COD. Sure, there are some exceptions, and there is still visual recoil and some muzzle smoke going on, but I think it's a massive improvement and way better than Modern Warfare 2. Because after all, you gotta compare this a little bit to Modern Warfare 2, because Infinity Ward made Modern Warfare 2, so to me, this game feels like a mix of Modern Warfare 2 and Modern Warfare 3, which brings us into the next thing, movement. If you liked Modern Warfare 3, then you're probably gonna like this. The movement is pretty similar, just that it has this touch of Modern Warfare 2 into it. Not necessarily too much in a bad way, but a little bit. There's a bit of penalties to the movement that I feel like they can reduce, and it would drastically change how the movement feels. So yeah, overall, the movement is pretty solid. I think they're trying to find a middle ground here to fit all types of players, which is pretty hard. You can't make every single player happy, but kind of find a sweet spot where it fits both the casuals and the sweats. It's not Modern Warfare 2 slow. It's not Modern Warfare 3 fast, or actually, I don't know. It might be as fast as Modern Warfare 3. I actually can't remember. With that being said, there's definitely a room for improvements to the movement, and this is also my opinion now. I'd rather have slower movement overall, but more responsive movement. When you press an input, like sliding, you slide immediately. I'm not saying it's slow now, but slower movement with more response is what I prefer. And I'm also not saying that you should be Superman or Spider-Man with grapple hooks flying around the map, but a little bit more like Modern Warfare 19 responsiveness. That's what I would like to see. That's my opinion now, and I'm sure there's a whole bunch of people that don't agree with me. This is probably nothing they're going to change anyway, because overall, I think a lot of players are okay with how the movement currently is. I said I was going to talk about the positives, but I'm starting to talk about changing things. Anyway, so movement overall is pretty decent. I was also talking about this. I don't know if this is necessarily a positive, but the weapon leveling, many of the guns have 50 plus levels. Some weapons have over 70 levels, I think, which is quite intimidating when you look at it. But they have this system. A lot of the attachments you unlock on one gun will be usable on other guns as well. So when you do level up one of the guns, you will be able to use those attachments on other guns as well. Not all of them, but quite a lot of them. And honestly, the leveling was kind of fast. I guess that's why there's so many levels. levels because you do level up kind of fast. However, from a casual player's perspective, and not only a casual player, just like even me who no lifes the game, it just looks quite intimidating to see that many levels. But like I said, you level up kind of fast, at least in the beta. Let's just hope they don't fuck shit up. Usually what we see is that they're doing a really good job in the beta and a lot of people like it. Then they drop the game and they've just removed everything that was good about the game. I hope that's not the case this time around. Might be a little bit all over the place with this, but now let's get into the bad things. And I want to start this off with one of the things that I feel is the most important thing. This might not be as important for you boys as it is for me, but I care about this a lot, and this is a complete game changer, and this will decide if I want to play the game or not. I could play the game exactly how it is as long as they do some improvements on this thing. The guns and the gunsmith. If you're a regular on the channel, you know how much I love to build weird off-meta builds, all types of weird combinations that you can put on guns, which you are able to do with this gunsmith. And the Modern Warfare games just tend to do a much better job with weapon build variety. But let's start with this. Tac stance is gone. Now, why would you remove tac stance? To be honest, I didn't even think about trying tac stance, but when I finally got the thought, I was gonna put my gun in tac stance and the mechanic is just gone. I don't understand why they would ever remove tac stance. I think it's such a cool mechanic. Now, they still have the canted laser attachment, but that feels very weird to use now. I don't know what they've done to that. It pretty much feels like you have independent FOV, you know, like the older warzones. Whenever you ADS, it zooms in a whole lot and it just feels clunky. It's pretty much like you have a marksman rifle in your hands. It feels all clunky and not polished. With canted laser, you kind of get a similar playstyle as tac stance, but it's not the same. I'm telling you, it's not the same. It plays so different. So tac stance, definitely something I want to see them bring back, and I don't want it to be locked behind a laser attachment. The next one is strafe builds, but I think we should start this off by talking about how the attachments affect your gun. In traditional Infinity Ward fashion, they did it again. They added too many cons to the attachments. There are just way too many cons to the attachments, which they have already improved on, but I still think they need to improve way more. As an example, when you slapped on a reflex sight or any optic, it slowed down your ADS. They changed that, thankfully. They've been fast with some of the updates, which is really good. Let's just hope they keep it that way and keep listening to feedback. Now, they're not listening to feedback when it comes to skill-based, but maybe they can do it to the gunsmith. I feel like the gunsmith is super important. So too many cons. Let the attachments actually make the gun good instead of bad. I feel like I looked at so many of the attachments and I didn't want to put them on my gun. It just quite literally made my gun worse. I think there should be cons on certain attachments, but there definitely should be a balance. Now, strafe builds is a massive thing. Black Ops 7 has done a fantastic job with strafe builds. Now, it's to a point where it's just too fast combined with the Omni movement. The strafe attachments, they pretty much don't do anything. Like when you ADS with your weapon, you're just like a rock. You just pretty much don't move when you ADS, which also encourages slow, campy playstyles, which is not a problem at all. However, there should be a balance. Now, if you build a recoil control setup, then you should have a good recoil control setup, but you should also be able to build a strafe setup, which Modern Warfare 3 did such a good job with. I think you could even do that back in Modern Warfare 2, as well as back in Warzone 1, Vanguard Warzone. However, make the strafe attachments actually impact your strafe speed. You want to be able to build sprint to fire setups with fast ADS, fast sprint to fire, movement setups, strafe builds, recoil control builds, long range build, close range build, anything. That's what I love with Modern Warfare, especially Modern Warfare 3. They did such a good job with that variety into the builds. I can clearly see that the gunsmith has the potential. They just need to fine tune some things. I'm praying for this because this is one of the biggest things for me. I feel like sprint to fire speeds and ADS speeds in general could just be faster. And speaking about that, if we get into the movement side of things, I think they should reduce the penalties, which I talked a little bit about. Reduce some of the penalties. Let us have faster sprint to fire speed, ADS speed. It's almost like I feel rewarded for moving less, which encourages more of the slow play style, which again is totally fine because the game is still playing super fast with how the spawns are. Now, let's get into the spawns. The spawns is the biggest problem in this game. Now, I'm not going to talk too much about this because maps and spawns, I'm not too much of a multiplayer guy anymore. I'm all about Warzone, but the spawns and the squad spawn system is complete
dog shit.
They have already done some improvements to it. I think they're working on the spawn system already. Question is though, is it gonna be fixed properly? I don't know if they're gonna do what it takes to fix the spawns completely because Infinity Ward have their way. It's like I could kill a player and I already know there's gonna be people swarming me from all all kinds of different angles. I just feel lost on the map. One thing that I forgot about the movement, like you jump ADS in the air and then you land, the way your gun bounces, I think it can be reduced as well. A bit too harsh on the shake and the bounce on your weapon when you're jumping. Another thing I would love to see coming back is bunny hopping, but I think that's just gonna be in my dreams. Anyway, so with all that being said, I'm sure I've missed out on a whole bunch of things. I always do. Let's just do a quick recap of the things that I think was good. The movement overall is pretty fine. I think it could use some adjustments. Guns and optics are super nice. Gunplay is awesome. I never talked about TTK, but I feel like that's a little bit too fast. One huge thing is the snipers. They're shooting straight, so sniping is really good. I love that. Weapon build variety is super cool. Still need some adjustments and improvements. Tac stance, please bring it back, please. Also, I haven't talked about this. I'm not a mouse and keyboard player, but I can definitely tell. Right after the beta ended, I hopped on Warzone to just feel the difference, and holy moly. I mean, these are two completely different games with the Omni movement in Black Ops 7, but my goodness, was the aim assist strong in Modern Warfare 4. Jesus. I'm a controller player myself, but I honestly think it's a little bit too strong. It's straight up aimbot. But I don't have too many opinions on mouse and keyboard gameplay, but I've heard mixed opinions on it. Some people say it's really good. Some people say it's horrible. What I encourage you to do is to just try the open beta. Don't take my word for it. Just try out the game yourself and don't listen to everyone else's opinion. Like, there's so many people just trash talking Call of Duty. It's a classic thing now. It's just in the cycle when they drop a new Call of Duty every year. People are gonna trash talk the game no matter what, even if it's a good game. And I genuinely think this game is good and there's a lot of potential. And now it's just up to them to make the right changes and listen to the feedback. Now, skill-based matchmaking, I won't even get into that because we already know. I feel like it's so old at this point. I guess I'm gonna have to accept it, even though I don't want to accept it. The real good old golden age matchmaking, we will probably never see it again. So strict skill-based matchmaking in multiplayer is just not fun. So I'm glad I'm not playing multiplayer anymore. I'm more fine with it in Warzone. It's a completely different story there, even though I would like to see no skill-based matchmaking at all. Like I said, I'm sure I've missed out on a whole bunch of things, so let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to follow me on Twitch and do it now. I'll be streaming. All right, bro, later.